So welcome back, guys. In this is going to be our last video before we move on to the coding section. Okay, so in this section we will be looking at all the developer tools and the softwares we will be needing for web development. So yeah, so let's see the tools we need. So the main tools we'll be using in this course will be Chrome web browser and Visual Studio Code. As you know, Chrome web browser, all of you might be already familiar with this. So Chrome is a web browser by Google. So it is one of the most commonly used web browser these days. And the reason for why we prefer to use Chrome browser is Chrome has a very good dev tools option which we can use to debug our code. Like if we have some bugs in our code, Chrome browser DevTools is very helpful in debugging our code. Okay, so and also it has a very huge support for all the updated syntax or like code updates, everything newer syntax, everything. So we prefer Chrome browser because of that. You can use any browser of your choice, but we still prefer to use Chrome browser. So you can either use Mozilla Firefox or Edge also. Okay, now moving on to the text editor. The text editor we'll be using is Visual Studio Code. So Visual Studio Code is a very powerful tool that is being used in industries, and almost all the developers, around 90 to 95% of the developers prefer to use Visual Studio Code because of its strong community. So it's a open source project by Microsoft, and it has a very large community support, and most of the apps are developed, all the even for we will be looking at we will be writing HTML in this course only, but even if you want to write C++, Java, C or Python, will be Visual Studio Code is the preferred code editor. Okay, so I hope you already know how to install Chrome web browser. Now we'll be looking at how to install Visual Studio Code. Okay, so I'm going on to Chrome web browser and searching for Visual Studio Code. Yeah, so click on the first link that is coming. Now this is the home page of Visual Studio Code. Depending on the machine you are using, the website might be little different. So right now I am on a Windows machine, so this is the home page I am getting. So for Mac users it will be slightly different. Here it will be download for Mac OS, and for Linux users it will be download for Linux, whatever distro you are using, whether it is Ubuntu, Fedora, CentOS, whatever it is. So for a Windows machine you can click, for other OSs also you can click on this button, download for Windows. I'm clicking now. Now the download will start soon, so I am saving the file in my downloads folder. So just wait for 1 or 2 minutes. So the download is over. Now click on the downloaded file for the installation. Now this is the download installer prompt. Now click on I accept the agreement and click next. Now choose the path you want to save the file. I'm leaving it as a default itself. Now this is showing like this path already exists. This is because I have installed Visual Studio Code before. If you are new, if you haven't installed Visual Studio Code before, you may not see this pop up, but it doesn't matter much. You can click, if it comes you can click yes and proceed further, or else you can just click on next. So next it is asking me whether I need start menu folder or not. So I don't need start menu folder, so I am clicking on don't create the start menu folder. But if you prefer to have a start menu folder, you can click on this and click on next. Now in this select the additional tabs options, I prefer to have a desktop icon, so for easy like to easily open the files. So I prefer to check this box, but it is according to your preference. And also always make sure this add to path requires shell restart, this option is checked. Okay, this thing is important. All make sure this is selected. Now click on next. Now install. Now the installation will take 1 or 2 minutes. Just wait for the installation to get over. So the installation is over now. I'm checking this launch Visual Studio Code, and if I click on finish button, the Visual Studio Code will open automatically. So yeah, now let's wait. So yeah, this is the home page of Visual Studio Code. As you can see, this is a very good code editor. It has very nice themes and all those kind of stuff. Now we'll be looking at how to open a new file in Visual Studio Code. To open a new file, you can click on File and a new text file or new file. I'm clicking on new text file. Always use. It's better to use shortcuts. So I am using going and clicking on Control N. So here you can see a new text empty document is created. So we'll be using HTML, so you can select it from this option itself. So select a language. So for this course we will be using HTML. So yeah, so yeah, this is how you create a file. Now to save a file, click on go to file and save as, and you can save on whatever location you want to save the file, and click on save. Okay, so that's the Visual Studio Code interface. And one or two extensions I prefer to use is if you go to extension tab, I am using a community theme here. You can use the theme according to your preference, but I am using this community material theme, which is nice to have. And also I am using live server extension. This thing is very important. Like, this helps us to write code very fast and to see the results very fast. So right now you can see I have installed this previously, that's why it's showing like this. If you are new to Visual Studio Code, there will be one installation button. You can click on install and you can reload Visual Studio Code to install the live server. So live server helps us to see the results without even saving the file. So it makes our development process faster. Okay, so Lyser is a very nice extension to have. Some other extensions, if you need, you can use IntelliCode, which helps in giving good code suggestions and all. Okay, so these are you can explore the extension section for more extensions, but these all will be sufficient for us. Now one more thing before we go to the coding video, one website we'll be using throughout this course is MDN Web Docs, which is a website which is the official documentation of all HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So this website is very helpful. If you have any doubts, you can go through this, and we'll be teaching mainly from this website only. So whatever tags, HTML, CSS, everything, all the complete details of all the tags and the attributes will be in this website. So MD, and also as a developer, it is very important for you to read from documentation and understand it. So it's to be honest, it is a very nice skill to have, to read documentation and learn from it. So for documentation, you can refer to MDN Web Docs. Okay, now for other reference, you can go to W3 Schools. It's also a nice website where you can get all the details regarding web development. So here you can see HTML tag reference. If I click on this link, you can see all the tags and all those kind of stuff. We will be looking at all these things in the upcoming videos, so I'm just showing the website details. If you want some additional resource list or everything, between all the link to this website we'll be putting in the description of this video also. So that's it. These are the things we'll be using. So always read from MDM Web Docs. We may not have time to cover every HTML tags. So if you have to refer to anything in the future, you can directly go to MDM Web Docs and search for it. For example, I need a reference for image tag. Okay, so I'm clicking on image. So as you can see, everything is there, even the code is written, and they will show you the output also. So everything related to it will be showing here, and it will be showing also, this website will be showing about the browser support, as all the browsers won't be supporting certain tags. So yeah, you can see it here. So all the complete details regarding a tag, or if you are learning CSS or also JavaScript, you can refer from MDN Web Docs. So that's it. See you soon.